number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise globally and right here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing. Please wear a mask if you have to leave your homes and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we all strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to InfoHub for Monday, May 18. Thanks for joining us. First up, President David Granger has asked that the decision to deny the return of the Carter Center Observer Mission and the International Republican Institute to observe the national recount be respected, as it's part of the government's policy. Details in this report.
Last Friday, Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Karen Cummings responded to another request by U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Sarah Ann Lynch for the government to reconsider the readmission of the Carter Center Observer Mission and of the International Republican Institute to participate in the ongoing national recount of the March 2, 2020 general and regional elections. The government's response pointed to the public health situation, which arose as a result of the coronavirus pandemic and the series of emergency measures put in place since March 16, including the imposition of a curfew and the closure of Guyana's international airports. President Granger told journalists at the Aquatic Center on Sunday that the government stands by its decision.
What the Minister of Foreign Affairs has written and spoken is government policy. And I would like people to respect what he has done and abide by the measures which the government of Guyana has implemented. Every week, we have enhanced our counter-COVID measures. We have introduced something called the REAP, Regional Entrepreneurial Agriculture Program. We've introduced a program to speed up agro-processing. We've been dealing with the education problem, getting children back to school. Every single area, public security, we've been dealing with public infrastructure, social protection. Every single minister is involved in the counter-COVID campaign, not just the task force. We take it very seriously, and we ask other countries to take our efforts seriously.
The head of state said that the Carter Center remains a friend of Guyana, noting that it was welcomed along with other observer missions when Guyanese went to the polls on March 2. However, since March, the public health situation in Guyana changed drastically, as it has all around the world. The president said any new requests should be viewed in light of the change to the public health situation.
COVID is not an excuse. COVID is a reality. And we don't have to use COVID, a pandemic, which has already killed thousands of people all around the world, as an excuse. It is not, something whimsical. It is not bad weather. It's a fatal disease.
The political opposition has since been leveling criticisms against the government for its decision. It said the Carter Center is needed to ensure the credibility of the process. But President Granger said that the decision has nothing to do with the credibility of the recount. In fact, he said his government reposes its confidence in the high-level CARICOM team currently scrutinizing the process ongoing at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Meanwhile, the head of state has made it clear that the AP and U plus AFC coalition will abide by the declaration made by the Guyana Elections Commission following the completion of the national recount.
His Excellency President David Granger earlier on Sunday reiterated that the AP and UAFC coalition will abide by the declarations made by the Guyana Elections Commission following the total recount of votes cast at the March 2 general and regional elections.
I would like to iterate that whatever declaration is made by the chairman of the Election Commission would be regarded as legitimate.
The head of state was at the time addressing the media following a walkthrough at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. President Granger disclosed that he met with members of the commission as well as the high-level team from CARICOM. He also expressed confidence in the CARICOM team's role in the recount.
I'm very confident in CARICOM's ability and integrity. And I'd just like to repeat what the ambassador of the of Barbados to Washington said that CARICOM is the most legitimate interlocutor on the Guyana situation.
He expressed hope for a speedy conclusion, which is in the best interest of all Guyanese.
We would like to bring the process to a speedy conclusion, but a correct conclusion, so that the people of Guyana could be satisfied with the outcome.
Sunday marks day 12 of the total recounted votes cast at the March 2 elections. Reporting from the Artichon Conference Center with senior videographer Tejpal Bridgemohan, Anarakan for InfoHub.
More news on the national recount. A ballot box found with the incorrect official list of electors is among the issues on day 13 of the national recount of ballots. Senior Communications Officer Felicia Valenzuela brings us that update.
It's now day 13 of the national recount of ballots of the March 2nd general and regional elections here in Guyana at the Artichon Conference Center. Well, earlier today, the commissioners of GCOM were set to be meeting. Among the issues we believe they'll be discussing, of course, would be the construction of new stations, bearing, of course, on the recommendation of the National COVID-19 Task Force. Well, just about midday or so, the media was alerted to an incident which took place during the count at Station 8. We spoke with Varun Mahadio, party agent of the AP UAFC.
This morning, when the first box came, while the box was examined, we have noticed that there was an incorrect OLE, the list of electors, in that box. What happened is that when we correspond the amount of ballot issued for that specific division, there was the list had 363 per net, but we only had about 329 ballots that was issued. So right away, we were able to determine that there was a problem because there was the less amount of ballot issued to the amount of electors on the list.
Mahadio said the matter was brought to the attention of GCOM and we expect that a decision would be made by the commission soon.
After the staff at GCOM, the supervisor, went through to investigate exactly what happened, they actually noticed that the list was actually in a total different box. So that issue was actually taken up to the commission, where the commission would actually make a decision going forward in that specific box. The box was sealed and returned back to the container, waiting decision from the commission.
From the Artichon Conference Center with videographer Akeem Thomas, Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Government has received requests from approximately 400 Guyanese abroad, desirous of returning home. However, Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable David Patterson, says this will not be possible at this time as the country cannot handle an influx of persons as it grapples with limited quarantine facilities amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Shakil Bourne has that story.
They want to get home and it's their right to come home. But can we afford to bring back 200 persons in one go at the moment? Right? So that is what the health has said. No, they cannot. It is too much for us. Because obviously every person that you come in contact with exponentially increases the risk of the virus.
Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable David Patterson. The minister further noted that while the Ministry of Public Health advised there be no more than 30 passengers per plane en route to Guyana, commercial airlines find it difficult to compensate the financial losses. InfoHub was told Guyana will prioritize the return of nearly 400 citizens who have contacted the embassies and consulates abroad immediately upon the reopening of the airports. Pursuant to the COVID-19 emergency measures, the country's two main airports have been closed to international travel until June 3rd. Multiple airlines have stated their readiness to resume services at a resumption of international travel. Shakil Bourne for InfoHub.
More news after the short break. Stay with us.
This is Jamaica with a message from my people. We don't know when COVID-19 will go, so for now better stay at home. Oh, we don't know, so let we try and cope. Sanitize or use a soap. Oh, I won't stop. and don't you stop. Responsibility is what you've got to self-preserve the health you've got. Good hygiene we need to all adopt. I won't stop, don't you stop. Stay away from crowds cause it's way too packed. We all should stay 3 feet away, and in time we make this fire stop.
This is a message from Tamika Marshall and the Ministry of Public Health in collaboration with PAHO WHO.
Welcome back. Over the weekend, persons were given the opportunity to take advantage of the Ministry of Public Health's COVID-19 mobile testing unit stationed at the corners of Aubrey Barker Road and Blue Saki Drive, South Rheinveld. Gavin Lewis has more.
Family medicine resident and head of the South Rheinveld mobile testing unit, Dr. Kian Harmon, explained how the process works.
So before testing is carried out, all persons are screened. So screening is available to all persons, so which basically entails persons being subjected to a series of questions to determine their likelihood of exposure to COVID-19. So depending on how the screening process goes, persons move on to being tested.
Speaking on the significance of having a mobile testing unit available in one of the COVID-19 hotspots, Dr. Harmon had this to say.
It's important because of the level of exposure that persons might have had with persons who've been exhibiting symptoms. Many times we don't even know if we've been exposed to someone who has been positive, and so contact tracing is very important for us to reduce the spread of COVID-19.
Resident and mother of 3 and grandmother of 1, Simone Winter, advised residents to take advantage of the mobile testing unit.
I was being tested and my family also was being tested because we came in contact with someone who had the disease. And for that reason, I think it's very, very dangerous. And I think that people in Guyana should wear the mask and adhere to the rules and regulation and take precaution in doing what they're supposed to do.
For InfoHub, Gavin Lewis.
The Department of Social Cohesion has launched a National Songs Remix competition, which is just one of the many activities being hosted in observance of the country's 54th Independence Anniversary celebrations. Details from Neola Damon.
According to Director of Culture Tamika Boswin, this competition will seek to promote the creative and innovative side of its potential participants. Participants will be required to record their songs on their mobile devices and to think outside of the box. Verses will be posted on the Department of Public Information's Facebook page for public viewing. The competition will conclude on May 25th. The Culture Director said that the winners of this competition will be announced at a later time. Meantime, Minister of Social Cohesion Honorable Dr. George Norton also hopes to create a collaborative song track with Guyanese artists to ease the mind of the public amid the COVID-19 pandemic. He said the department is capable of pulling off such an activity.
Persons even went forward to say we can have them, we can have national songs, or let's say even our national anthems sung by our indigenous children in the 9 indigenous language, a line for line, just like, as I said, that song that came over for the Caribbean artists. But you can have sing-along activities of a karaoke nature. But getting the whole population, all Guyanese involved, is what we're out there to do.
Neola Damon, InfoHub.
Remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, or difficulty breathing, please seek medical care early, but call that hotline first. That's all for today. Connect with us on our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we continue to bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. You can also subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your Bridge Report is up next. Goodbye for now.